All right, so the first question is, what are the general attitudes towards mobile messaging applications? Like, what do you guys think about it? Like, do you use them? Do you care about it? Like, what's the general consensus here?
By mobile messaging app, you mean like WhatsApp?
Which
Or,
kind of
Yeah,
app are you
exactly.
talking about?
Is this other than text messaging?
Other than text messaging.
so, you mean like this Facebook message count?
Sure, yeah. Any type of like messaging that's outside of text
When
messaging.
you think about it, who doesn't have iMessage right now?
I use it a lot because I have
Everybody
an
has
international
iMessage.
brother.
That's how we communicate nowadays.
Right.
I communicate internationally, free of charge.
Right.
Using WhatsApp.
It's a lot cheaper. Sure.
Yeah. Well, I never used WhatsApp and Skype. I did use Skype, but then, I didn't see that. People that use Skype are more like international or like distant.
Distant
So-
relationships, like
Exactly.
yeah.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, I've been through that. Yeah.
So it sounds like you guys use it because it's like first, quicker, cheaper. Anything else?
More
Convenient.
convenient.
Sure.
It's easy to load. You can.
Yeah.
It's quick to set up.
I'd
Right.
say the only time I ever use like messaging apps is when it is convenient and not for any other reasons.
Right.
Well, for me, there's two different so like regular text message, like iMessage or whatever. I'll use that for like my close friends or family,
Right.
And then for, like Facebook message or like Twitter or like whatever, Instagram. Those are like my social network people.
Mhm.
People that sometimes I don't know personally, but I mean like we're still kind of friends. I mean like
Right,
from like other states like on Instagram,
So you
We
try
follow
to.
each other.
It's
like,
easier to connect with like those people through.
So you use
Yeah, and
text
that's,
message.
sometimes it's the only way because you're not Facebook friends with them.
We're talking about Skype just on mobile, right?
Right. We're just talking
Okay,
about
'cause
attitudes. Should go ahead.
I don't use Skype on my phone, I use it on my Surface.
Right.
For WhatsApp, I actually used it for my team in operations,
Mhm.
and it worked out wonderfully.
No, sure.
Yeah.
Would like Surface, iPad type things be considered mobile or no?
That's more. I mean, like they like to classify it as tablet, but I would definitely generalize messaging on all platforms. But actually, that was a good segue because I think we were talking about why do you use mobile messaging now? So I think there's two types of reasons why you would use it. The first one, in my opinion, it seems it would be utilitarian. So you're going to use this like WhatsApp to sort of communicate to people quickly, and then the other one is entertainment, like Snapchat. But I'm wondering what you guys think. Why do you use specific types of mobile messaging? And it would be cool if you guys could sort of identify which one you guys are talking about.
The trend. Who's not on Facebook? Who's not on Snapchat? Who's not on Instagram?
I'm not
Sure.
on Snapchat.
I'm not on Snapchat, I'm not on
I'm on all of it.
Instagram.
I actually,
Well, I mean,
I actually had something against Snapchat ever since I noticed the potential of privacy infringement.
Right.
And that's my worry about Facebook messaging right now. Because I have got Facebook on the phone, but I don't know if you guys have heard about the privacy issues with
Right,
Facebook messaging and how they're going to download, or you give them permission to download your whole entire contact list.
Right.
And I have not taken them all out, but I have like the executive team on here. I don't want Facebook getting that information. There should be a sense where there's a line drawn.
Like
Right.
David said, you needed to have this boundaries drawn between your Facebook contacts that are networking
Right.
and stuff. Now with mobile apps, if you want to put mobile app Facebook, you have all your friends downloaded into your contact list on your phone, and maybe you don't want that.
Right,
I mean, I
right.
certainly don't.
I agree.
So you're making a distinction on the different types of messaging platforms and the uses for them, right? For one messaging platform, David, you were saying that you just use these for people you don't really know, and then maybe this messaging platform is a little more for the intimate contacts
Yeah.
you're better friends with. I think
That's
I
yes.
think
I think of back to like your question, like say you kind of specifically asked about Snapchat, of like Snapchat for me is like a way to communicate with people and stay in touch in like a super casual way.
right.
Over any, I guess Facebook Messenger is kind of like that.
Right.
Messaging is more direct.
Sure.
It's not as casual.
No, for sure.
But that's what Instagram's doing now. They even have that direct messaging now.
I think they kind of like blew it on that though, because like pops up kind of like a notification. It's
Yeah.
kind of like low key, and then if someone like messages back to you, it doesn't give you
Doesn't
note yet, so you have to go in and like search it again.
Yeah.
But definitely they're trying to move towards
And
it.
even though I haven't used it now, I can see the potential for that because you have a text opportunity to describe really fast what you just saw, or you can just snap it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Isn't it the new update for Snapchat too now? You could just swipe to the side and start having a conversation with
Yeah.
them.
Wow.
I think all those apps are actually
That's pretty cool.
moving towards that.
Cool.
But it's kind of like Snapchat where it disappears after you.
Yeah.
So like it's still like in a different realm.
But does it really disappear because I read on another, I think, lawsuit that it doesn't?
Well, on like your specific phone.
On your phone.
Yeah.
So maybe that's another question. So do you guys like disappearing messages? Do you like that sort of, short-termness of messages?
But that's what Snapchat
You
is.
can't really
though.
know.
Right.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That if it
Oh,
stays
yeah.
there, it
Right.
kind of like, doesn't go with
I think they're
Snapchat.
mastering their like they just accept the fact that they're not whatever other messaging apps, and that is their
Their way of doing it.
Yeah.
market advantage, competitive advantage. That's
Their
what it is.
differentiation.
Yeah.
Cool. So we're sort of gonna flip, we'll do a 180 here. And now we're gonna talk about advertising. So we'll start with sort of television and print media. What are the attitudes towards that type of advertising? Do you guys think it's invasive? Do you sort of, you don't notice it too much because you've seen it all your life, or?
Can you?
It's very general.
Television and print media.
Right, so what are the attitudes in regards to sort of television or print media advertisements?
When you say print media, is it from magazines?
Right, so like anything that's printed on a piece of paper, that's an
Yeah.
advertisement. Just general attitudes.
Definitely don't like them, but would rather have those than have to pay for non-commercial stuff.
Right. Because with advertisements, it seems to be a little bit more about the amount of times they're showing it to you and how far they can send it. Right. So I feel like we almost have blinders on, so we don't really care about it too much. So the only reason I'm bringing this up right now is because the next segue is going to be, now that we sort of talked about this, what are your feelings towards advertisements you guys see on your mobile phones? You hate them, you love them,
Hate 'em.
you don't mind them?
Can I ask you
You
to
hate all
distinguish
Sure.
I hate them.
what you mean by the advertising on the
Sure.
mobile phone?
So advertising on mobile phones, there's a number of formats. So one of them is a little banner. You'll see it most often in applications on the
Yeah.
bottom of the screen or on websites. The second type is sort of a complete overlay where it opens up, covers your entire screen. There's some text messages that push you crap. There's also these new things coming out called native advertisements. So if you're on a news website, it'll sort of flow with the content, so it's less invasive. So I'm just sort of wondering what your opinions are. How do you guys feel about it? Yeah.
There are free apps, right, that you can get. I just
Right.
downloaded a guitar tuner called Guitar Tuna. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool, catchy name. But it actually works great. It has like not only like tuner, it has chords and everything, but after I'm done with it, I can just see the banners flying by. Like
Right.
also, a similar issue I had with this new phone that I just got was with recording.
Sure.
I didn't have a recording device for my just voice. I just got that, and the voice had like after I went through my recordings, I had to go through a separate, practically a separate folder filled with advertisements before I could like swipe back to
Right.
my thing. So,
So
it was so
did-
invasive. I didn't feel like I didn't feel.
So you
I just-
didn't feel that the advertisements were relevant to you at all, right?
Yeah, exactly. I just wish they were outside of the app.
Right.
I feel like mobile advertisements are generally not as like straight towards you, whereas on the web and stuff, there's
Right.
already algorithm and specific targeting.
Right.
Whereas I'm on like a game and it's just like the dumbest, most
Yeah,
not
yeah.
towards me.
Right.
I feel like some mobile app or mobile ads aren't bad. It just depends on how organic it is. to what
Sure.
you're doing.
Sure.
It's like the ones that are really intrusive, like the ones that pop up the whole page.
Right.
Or like when you watch a video and it's like wait 30 seconds and it's your forced to
Oh, yeah.
It's like those ones I really can't stand, but
Yeah.
the ones that are just like small banners, it's not too bad.
Yeah,
Like
right.
or the ones that it's like pertinent to me, then I can deal with.
Right. So I feel like the general consensus seems to be that you care about advertisements if they're relevant to you, right? I feel like that seems to
Basically.
be the general sentiment. Right.
Also, you said TV, right? So I really don't like when I look at the TV and I still see like advertisements that are kind of like are from the 80s, right? And then I go back to my PC and I get into like
Right.
2014.
Right. So I think also going off your point, it's more you guys care more about quality. You have less time, there's less screen space. You want things that are relevant.
Even if it's not relevant, if it's
Yeah.
entertaining, I'd say.
Entertaining.
Because a lot of them are just completely not entertaining, like no design, no artistic
Right.
feel at all. It's just like a block that's
Right.
Like, building off of that, it's like
Us, like nowadays, like our generation, like we're impatient. Like we need things now.
Yeah, totally.
Like not seriously, like our apps or
Yeah.
our food, whatever. Like we need things now. So like, yeah, like advertisements that like aren't relevant or just that don't get our attention or just don't get straight to the point.
Right, right.
Like it's just
Yeah.
It becomes
what
a
it is.
time.
Yeah.
Right, cool. So that actually brings us to the next thing. It's, you guys have sort of described your issues with mobile advertising. What would you guys see as the perfect mobile messaging advertisement, in your opinion? So, from the last discussion you guys brought up, it needs to be entertaining and it has to be relevant. So I was wondering if there's anything else, from your perspective, you would sort of classify this as, this is a perfect advertisement, didn't waste my time, it was awesome.
I like poetry, a little bit like word schemes there. Something like stop, drop, roll, but maybe stop, drop, text, and something really fast.
Something like catchy, just like straightforward.
Yeah. Like David said, I don't want a lot of time. 30 seconds would be too much for me.
Ooh, oh yeah, for sure.
Like up to 10 seconds, 5 seconds, something that's really impactful.
Something that catches your eye, not just like a block of text.
Right,
Because
right.
even if it is relevant, I'm never gonna look at it.
Sure. So, anyone else have anything?
Any ideas for
Advertisement that needs to be super tailored to my needs and interests. Like
Sure.
I don't know how like advanced the algorithm is, to like figure out
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
interested in, but it
For
has to
sure.
be super tailored to my interests.
And not laggy.
Not laggy, cool.
That's the worst.
Sweet. So now I sort of want to get your reactions on a proposal of an advertisement that we're trying to provide. So what if the advertisements were more towards word of mouth? We do it every day in conversation. Are you going to trust a salesman at the car dealership who says you should buy this car, or your friend who's bought it previously? So what we want to do is we want to take advertisements, but they're disseminated and spread through your friends, because who knows you best than your friends? So what do you guys think about that, and then sort of applying that to a mobile format? Like if your friend sent you a cool advertisement, it's probably going to be more relevant to you as opposed to a computer guessing, potentially.
I'd probably be like, stop sending me advertisements. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I honestly don't think the chances of even like friends sending each other advertisements is very high or likely.
Unless there's an ad that actually did something outstanding, like save the company from bankruptcy in the last minute.
Yeah.
There's also, but like you said, word of mouth is probably the most contagious or
Right.
epidemic style.
I think there are some use cases. You guys can give me your feedback. But so let's say that maybe there's some EDC event they're throwing in Seattle, and it says you guys can get this price right now. It's only going to be at this price for this limited time. What if you could send that to your friend? And then all your friends. That'd be so convenient, right?
Definitely.
Or just yesterday.
But that's more of like a promotion. Than
That's
like-
more promotion.
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. That's all.
That's not
That's not an ad.
advertisement is like McDonald's commercial.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like-
Promotion is way better.
Right.
Like Fight Club, you don't really know where it is. You get a text.
Yeah.
Next Fight Club is
What?
Fight Club.
Yeah.
You ever see Fight Club?
Yeah, I see
Oh,
that.
yeah, that's not sick.
Another example, yesterday I was just on Twitter and I saw this charging thing for my phone, 70% off. I was just in the right place at the right time, so I went and I bought it. And then after that, I had to take that link and send it to my friend on Facebook who then bought that.
Would you call that advertisement though?
I think
That's more like coupon promotion.
Did you say you had to
know?
in order to get?
no, I didn't have to.
But you did just out of curiosity.
I just did. Yeah, I was just like, he probably wants to get this 70% off. So I think,
maybe in an interactive ad, you
Yeah.
have the ad and then you have this thing that you can access so you can actually go there
right,
really fast.
for sure.
Like you have the attention, then you have the utility instantly.
Or
Right.
maybe if it could be like, you could do it without like your friend knowing. So like say I rated an app 5 out of 5.
Right.
That would tell him that
Suggest it to him, yeah, sure.
and say Ted rated it 5 out of 5, even though I'm not directly sending it to him.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. All right. Any other feedback? No? Cool. Hey,
I'm just gonna say QR scans.
QR scans.
Yeah, just that.
Someone we're looking into. Hey, thanks for your time, guys. If you want to wrap that up there. Awesome. Excellent.